Okay, in this video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how to get your forever home in Toronto, because people ask me about this all the time. So the first thing that we need to unpack is that most people that own their forever home in Toronto didn't get there on their first purchase, okay? So in order to get your forever home, typically, and this is actually becoming even more common in other areas of southwestern Ontario. So we'll take London, for example. When I moved out of London, it would be very attainable for me to be able to just go and purchase that 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom detached property. Most of the people in our network now need to start with that starter home, and sometimes that's a condo townhouse, sometimes that's a condo. So going back to Toronto, what the typical trajectory is for most people at this point in time is condo, honestly, condo town, or semi, we'll say, and a forever home. Forever. Okay, so what I will often get a question about is, hey, should I just buy a cheap detached house right now, right? I think there's this misconception that like, hey, if I just go and buy a cheap detached house, it's not gonna require any more work. What I usually find is when people try and skip this step, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like this actually kind of sucks. We're gonna have to make sacrifices. We'll talk about those sacrifices in a second here. But nobody really likes to make sacrifices. Everybody just wants to go and get the final thing, and that's okay. But what I've found with most people that just try and jump right into the detached thing is that they end up buying a property that's not in their target location, right? Maybe the property's slightly smaller than what they want and it needs more repairs. So what ends up happening is it doesn't end up being their forever home, and they end up getting stuck in a property or a location that they have no desire to be in. They just did it because they thought it was the right thing to do at the time to get that detached or freehold property, when that in and of itself is a sacrifice, but you don't typically learn about that until much later when you're unhappy about that kind of decision, right? And so one thing that I usually do, and I talk to clients about this, is something called the triangle, okay? So you have the location, you've got the house, and you've got the money, okay? So as a first-time purchaser, you typically get to choose 2 of these 3 things on the triangle, and whichever 2 you choose means that you're sacrificing the 3rd one. And so for most people, money is one that is preset for you. I've had one client ever that has had a lower budget and no upper budget. Everybody else has had some type of budget that they need to stay within. So if price is predetermined for you, then that means that you have one or 2 other options. You either get the location that you want. For a lot of people, that might be downtown Toronto, right? But most people, if they have a set budget, especially if they're first-time buyers and they want to stay downtown Toronto, this would be the location, downtown Toronto, if they want this and this, that means that they're probably going to have to sacrifice on the house, and maybe that means that they purchase a condo. Or if they go, cool, I've got a set budget, I absolutely, without question, need to get a detached house, then unfortunately, you're going to have to sacrifice on the location, and that means that you're probably going to have to be further than what you were kind of hoping to be. So I think the most important thing is like patience in making strategic purchases as you move up the property ladder will get you your forever home. It takes patience, it takes sacrifices, but most of the time, trying to outsave the market or save for your perfect home is actually setting you back further than where you are today. If you make a small sacrifice and you live in the condo, or you buy a house in a location that's maybe a little bit further than where you want to be, you're not going to be the first person to make the sacrifice. Most of the people that are entering the market right now are doing just that, and if you're unwilling to do that, then you're not going to have the things that those people have in the future. If you want to get your forever home, unless you've got an unlimited budget, we're usually going down this trend. And when I first started in real estate, we could take out option 2 and you would just go from condo to forever home. Right now, to be honest, for a lot of people, if you're in London and you're watching this video, you can probably just go from step 1 to step 3. As the market continues to appreciate, Toronto might go to 4 steps and London might go to 3 steps. But as the market continues to appreciate, the most important thing is that you're in the market, right? Yes, it might suck to live in a condo. Yes, it might suck to live further than what you want, but you're still participating in the market and you're moving yourself forward to the goal of getting that forever home. So take the triangle into consideration. This is a serious thing. This is what most people have to come to the realization of at some point in time, is that you get 2 of the 3 on this triangle thing. And hey, if you want the perfect house in the perfect location, you better have the money to be able to do that, right? But unfortunately for most people, this is one that is determined. So you either choose this or you choose this. And whichever side of the triangle you choose, you're gonna have to sacrifice the other one. That's just the unfortunate reality. I'm not here to pump anybody's tires, but if you wanna get your forever home, really hunker down on this. And I promise you, as long as you've got enough time in the market, we can get you there. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching the video today. If you want to connect with me, it's at Pace of Base on Instagram. Really appreciate you checking out the Canadian Real Estate channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.